Hello everyone, and welcome back to War Thunder. As you can see on the screen, we have a bit of an oddball. So, this is the Saint Chamond, a World War I era original French tank. Not the only French tank that they had during World War I, but one of the first that they came up with. Um, so, the story behind why this is in War Thunder is, for all of those of you who probably already know, and for those of you who don't, for the April Fool's Day event, War Thunder brought in World War I era vehicles, planes, and, well, basically planes and tanks for the vehicles. And, yeah, let me tell you, this is kind of a dream come true as you know, a military history enthusiast and a tank enthusiast. Just having this ungodly looking little thing, this goofy looking tank, is, even in War Thunder, if it doesn't get used, just having it is a fun footnote for history. So anyway, if we go back to the main screen, the April Fool's Day event is called the Great War. So essentially, it's years 1918, war between the Entente and the Central Powers are raging. I'll let you read the rest of this. So anyway, the whole thing is you can either play as basically the Axis, for lack of a better word, so Germany, Austria, and the like, or as Britain, America, France on the other side, or the Entente. And essentially, if I bring it up here, under the Great War, you can play both, and yes, I have been playing this quite a bit, because yes, I enjoy it. It's incredibly fun. So you play both with the German Empire and the Triple Entente, which is France, America, Germany, or not Germany, excuse me. I'm just so excited, can you tell? France, America, and Britain. And essentially, all you have to do is get 5,000 missions scored to unlock one of these tasks, which then unlocks a whole list of stuff, including the actual World War I vehicles and some, other decorations and stuff like that. So, because I've been playing it already, not only do I already have the Saint Chamond, but if we go into Germany, I have the German captured Mark IV. British Mark IV. And, yeah, this is one of the ones you get to play in here. And because you have the German side and the British side, or lack of better terms, Axis side and Allied side, that you can play as in this, if I can get that to switch, on this Great War thing, I am going to do two videos, one playing on the Allied side and one playing on the German Empire side, just to showcase everything. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Let's switch to the Allied side first. And the way to switch between the two, if it is not made clear, is you have to basically select for the Allied side. You have to select Great Britain, Russia, or USA, or France. For the German Empire side, you have to select Germany, Italy, or can't quite remember what the other one was. But anyway, so without further ado, let's jump in and see how well we do while being recorded. Oh, and warning for everybody, it does take a little bit to load in. You won't see it on your... Well, now it's going to prove me wrong. Anyway, let's meet you over there. Okay. Looks like we got a Garford armored car. Pretty sure that's a Russian vehicle. And then a bunch of Saint Chamonds. Now, the most notable tank battle, I don't remember if the Chamond was used during it, but it up. Is the Battle of the Somme, is where the first World War I tank engagements happened. I am not 100% sure is that's what they based this off of, or they just based it off of just a generic tank on tank engagement. But yeah. This is, by the way, this is a little faster than what they actually went. 9 miles per hour. It was what's the word I want to use? Wishful thinking for a lot of early war tanks. They weren't they weren't exactly fast. I'll put it that way. Speed was not their strong suit. They were just meant to get from point A to point B and do the job. Oops. Who's shooting me? I don't know. It's a machine gun because it's not really doing much in the way of damage. Which, by the way, machine guns later in the war were actually able to do a lot of damage to the early war tanks. Especially when armor-piercing ammo became a more critical thing. They still weren't the greatest, but they were more than capable of doing damage. Okay, let's back up. Also, the Saint Chamond, had a 75 mil field gun for its main armament, where most weapons, including the A7V, which was a German homebrewed tank, that thing, only had like a 57 millimeter gun. So it wasn't the biggest gun used in the war, but it wasn't the smallest. There was some there was some self-propelled, but mostly there was I guess you can say assisted. Assisted propulsion vehicles, mainly just dragged with horses or early cars. Not cars, trucks. Yeah. Well, armored cars might have been used too. It wasn't really all that known. There's a lot of experimentation in war. So anyway, yeah. Also, I kind of like the fact that they purposefully had it set up to not only have the planes in this well, April Fool's event, but also the fact that they had infantry, which is I'm enjoying greatly. Got the fuel tank. Oops, I missed. There we go. But they also have zeppelins. I don't know if any will pop up in this battle, but if they do, it would be interesting. Let's see, what else can I'm trying to think of what to talk about while not being solely focused on the match. Okay, yeah, the Saint Chamond Chamond, I'm probably butchering the name, but anyway, the French tank can only do about 7 miles an hour at its best. The British Mark 4 and Mark 5s, the German one being captured Mark 4, could really only go about 7 to 8 miles an hour. Not a whole heap faster. I mean, yeah, they could. They could go definitely quite a bit faster. But it was still early warrior. You know, trying to figure out. That's probably a world's worst bomb drop. But like as you can see, this bomber is not exactly the fastest, not the greatest at defending itself. But I still have great fun with it. The Zeppelin's a little more stable, but way too slow. Also, shooting the planes out of the sky is kind of fun. Maybe a little too much fun, but fun nonetheless. Oh, he just came out of nowhere. Okay, let's try capture a point because we're not doing too great. Most of the matches I played did real well, but I know how Karma loves rubbing it in when I'm recording stuff, so. Let's see. Also, the one major qualm or gripe I have about the Mark tanks. One is when you're. Is that literally coming from our side? Earth. When you're shooting, you're supposed to be able to see out of both sides to shoot. But what's actually happening is you're only allowed to, like, a tank destroyer look center mass, which is not exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be able to see out both sides to go combat, but I guess it's just the limitations that Gaijin had. Although if they'd talked to the Bovington Tank Museum, they probably would have probably learned that. That they could have just, you know, driver machine gunner. Well, there goes my driver. What? Who is shooting me? Oh, there's like several A7Bs over there. Okay. That's the one thing about it. So, other thing I will kind of admit, because of the wonky frickin' aiming system that Gaijin put in place, the only tanks that are doing really well, like kill ratio wise, are the ones like the Saint Chamond and the A7V because they're central mounted gun. They kind of did the Mark 4s and Mark 4s and Mark 5s very, very dirty by having them have a fixed sight dead center of the tank, so you can't independently aim or shoot from each turret. I mean, if there is, then sure, let me know. But for the most part, it's kind of hit or miss because you don't. you don't really get to see. Also, going from a stabilized tank to a non-stabilized tank, little annoying. And the whole take like 20 years to repair the breach, or repair the, I understand it's supposed to be semi-realistic, but in reality, if you're just doing this as a April Fool's event, making it set up to where you have to wait like 12 years to repair anything kind of ruins the whole thing. Also, teammates that try to bump you out of your hiding spot because they want that spot thinking they'll do better just because you're in it's kind of stupid. But that's a whole player stupidity thing, not really anything to do with the game. Also, I don't understand, like, when you see this lineup, how many people are in it, a lot of the time, it's just like one-on-one. Oh, well, I missed. That would have been cool if I hit him. A lot of the time, when I played this, like the first couple of times I played it, it was only like 6-on-6 or 8-on-8. It wasn't like 12-on-12. Oh, that was close. That should have hit. Oh well. Also, as much as I do enjoy the armored cars they added, they're kind of pointless, the armored cars they chose. Yes, they have heavy guns. Yeah, that's great. Not useful though. They're kind of impotent. Okay, I don't know why we got the wobble syndrome. I guess it's because we're on uneven terrain, but that's... There we go, kill assist. Oh, there's more tanks out that way. Why are you focusing? Oh, he's trying to shoot the infantry. I don't care about the infantry. I care about the tanks. Because you don't get score for shooting infantry. You get score for shooting tanks. I don't know how that car they chose at point 1. Point 2, they chose like the least powerful high explosive for it, but somehow it still manages to get kills. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it sounds like I'm griping a lot. I am, because being a lover of military history, there's a lot of things that they tweaked, I guess would be the polite term to put it. But, there's not really much that can be done about it. It's still a fun thing to play. And I still look forward to getting all the, trying to get all the tanks. Okay, can we... Oh, there we go. There's a Zeppelin right there. Zeppelins are really, really fun. Oh yeah, part of the annoyance of see, that's what I hate. I want to shoot at that tank using this left-hand gun. Can't, because it's the sight is tied to the right-hand gun. Also, the damn variation in you're having just about as bad time as I am. See, I can technically get around on target, but there's so much variation in I'm down because I can't shoot, can't defend myself. And then this is part of the whole horror of dealing with this. You get damaged once, and if they continue to keep damaging you, you can't shoot back, you can't do anything, so you're just sitting there as a gigantic target. Gaijin kind of ruined this gameplay with that, amongst other things. But like I said, I'm gonna just kind of be a little gripey because from a historic standpoint, it's nice and it's fairly realistic. In a realism standpoint, it's not realistic. There is so much stuff that's so ass backwards that it's not even funny. Like any other match, you play any other match in War Thunder, it's all close quarters combat. Gaijin really wants you to be close quarters combat with every fucking tank and armored vehicle imaginable. But yeah, when they do make a game type that actively, basically, in reality, was put as a active close quarter combat situation, Gaijin's like, nah fam, you need to be as long range as humanly possible. There's no reason why you need to be short range. You know, it's like, can you please not? You're ruining something that was good. Yeah, it's kind of funny to think that, oh, this is going 10 miles an hour when in reality they didn't go that fast. I think the armored car went faster just by definition than any of the tanks. I don't even think the FT-17 went as fast, but that's a whole other thing. Oh god, we have one teammate that spawned on the far side towards C, and everyone spawned at B. Or the A-B point, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if I can get to a spot where I can... Whoop, that is way too high. Way too high again. There we go. Now it's just a matter of picking out the 18 crew members inside the German tanks. God, the bounciness of this thing. By the way, the Saint Chamond in real life was bouncy and front heavy, so any sort of bump or anything kind of gave people concussion. Not intentionally, mind you. We were still in the age of experimentation when it came to vehicles. So, yeah, it was an interesting time. What are the... Oops, that was scary. Whoa, where am I getting... Okay, I'm getting hit from front somewhere. Probably that guy. Yeah. No, A7V. Aha, see, that's the other thing. If you have a front-mounted gun, you can hide. You know... hide in a depression and fire forward and not worry about, you know, being picked off. Alright, let's see if I can drop a bomb on a couple of these guys. Whoa, no, let's not wiggle all over the place, thank you. What the hell? What is happening? My pilot drunk? Alright, let's try to circle around. I can't really line up all that great. I could try and like dumb bombing. Just wow, didn't really do anything. Okay. Well, I'm just as bad in bombing in normal War Thunder as I am in World War I apparently. Somehow I damaged a Zeppelin. Wait a minute, was there a Zeppelin? Oh yeah, there was. I was gonna say, that's kind of weird. I didn't realize there was a Zeppelin. Why was I getting points for destroying a Zeppelin? Now the long flight to get out. There we go. Alright, let's... I don't really like this vehicle. It doesn't really do anything for me. I'm sorry for those who like it. It's just, I don't really care for it. It's just not something that piques my interest. I kind of wish we could take over the artillery pieces. Got teammates that park in front of you. What? Nope, got a track. Oh, he's right there. Alright. Why did we miss? Come on. What is bumping us? I swear, something had to be bumping. You won't believe how many people, even in this playstyle, will bump and grind you just to throw off your aim. I don't know why, unless they're wanting to be griefers, but where the heck are these rounds landing. I can't see where they're landing, so I don't know where... There we go. Good Lord, what is hitting me from that side? Oh, there literally is an enemy tank sitting right there. Good Lord. Yeah, it's because I'm recording. Now I'm not going to win any matches. Okay, try taking this goofy armored car out. It's going to die within like 2 seconds though, so... That's just the way of things. Oh god, the world's slowest traverse for the machine guns. See, that's the other thing about the A7V. It is incredibly capable of doing harm. It just wasn't made massive amount of numbers to do any real good during the war, so not that I'm supporting them winning. Oh, there's multiple. Just saying that if the Allies hadn't came up with the tank first, you know, would have been a different story. Well, that was the Entente gameplay for the April Fool's event. I hope you enjoyed, as much as it sounded like I was griping, because as much as, you know, I'm a history fan and I like both sides of conflicts of weapons, of vehicles, and whatnot, some days you just have to gripe more than others. But either way, so next on the April Fool's video list is going to be the German Empire side with the A7V and this captured Mark IV, Built Panzer IV. And yeah, I look forward to it because yeah, anything in history is fun. Let me get this thing out of the way. Get that. Okay, so that's not bugging me for the rest of the day. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.